In the headlines, utility companies moved quickly Thursday to restore services affected by Tropical Storm Matthew. A Bath Estate man counts himself lucky to live through Tropical Storm Matthew, and students expected back in the classroom on Monday. I am Kenny Williams with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this. First up, schools to remain closed until Monday as the impact of Tropical Storm Matthew is being assessed. The word from Prime Minister Skerrit, who on Thursday lauded the Office of Disaster Management for being on the ball with relaying information about the disaster. Business activity resumed Thursday morning after being shut down from 1 p.m. Wednesday on the advice of the Prime Minister.
We will continue to monitor the situation, notwithstanding the fact that the storm watch has been discontinued. As a precautionary measure, we have decided to keep our children home, away from school, because one will have to assess the situation further. As you know, I mean, we're still grappling with the effects of Tropical Storm Erica, and you know, and of course, as I said, the soils would be highly saturated. And we do not want to have a situation where we have our children at school and the after effects of the rain manifest themselves, and our students will find themselves in difficulty. As a matter of fact, the Cabinet has taken a decision this morning to close schools, or to have schools remain closed up until Monday. So there will be no school on Friday tomorrow, and no school today.
Tropical Storm Matthew is the first major weather system for this year's Atlantic hurricane season to impact Dominica at this level. Prime Minister Skerrit says he has communicated with Prime Minister Gonzalez of St. Vincent, who reported one confirmed death in that OECS country, and as of Thursday, he intended to contact Prime Minister Chasney of St. Lucia.
All our economies have our own challenges, similar challenges, unique challenges. None of the countries in the region have any fiscal space to maneuver to respond to any natural disaster. Resources are difficult to get by, and I think that's a major preoccupation for every leader in the Caribbean.
Dominica is still rebuilding from damage caused by Tropical Storm Erica.
One has to be mindful that you do not know what's taking place in the mountains, and whether they're fallen trees, whether they're a creation of basins and water catchment areas in the mountains. So all of these things we have to be mindful of and be careful about.
In other top stories, one man can count himself lucky that he escaped with his life after a near-fatal incident due to Tropical Storm Matthew. Marshall Coffey, who lives in Bath Estate and owns a woodwork shop in the same community, was on the job when a large tree fell near his property.
I came in with my wife from Goodwill, just come from work, and then I pull up here to turn, and then as I was turning, that tree just came out from up there. I just hear the noise, so I left the vehicle and I ran out. And it was all covered down, and the workshop got damaged and so. And then I have some tools inside there, but I haven't been there yet. So I have some tools that damaged, and then we were waiting for a dumb leg to check the lights and so. But from there, I need some help. So I don't know, maybe I need help from government, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I haven't really went inside to see the damage. But it tight, I take it hard, you know, because it's a good little while I do woodwork, you know. I had a piece of machine that would cost about below 10,000, about 8,000. And then I don't think the balance would be so much, but they all lock up in the fridge, and then we have some other machines out. I don't think I lose so much tools for that. Okay. Maybe just a major piece, you know, a radio alarm, a cross-cut.
Meantime, Coffey's father, who lives next to the workshop, is also lucky that his house was not damaged.
While I was in my bed, the rain falling, and my wife was in her room, and I hear a big road, a big thing as though it's an explosion. So my wife calling me, my wife see the thing coming down. So she called me excited and bawling, telling me, look, the tree fall. So when I go out, I saw the tree fall, and when I go right here, I come right around there, I see the workshop flat down. So everybody crowd up. So what I could say, I just stand still, I can't say nothing, because it's an accident.
The community of Bath Estate was not the only one affected by fallen trees. A Mapping News team was able to see the damage caused by Tropical Storm Matthew on Wednesday. The gusty winds associated with the tropical storm proved strong enough to force branches and, in some cases, trees to the ground. According to Public Works Corporation, there were no major landslides or severe rock falls which required their attention. There were, however, some rocks which had fallen in various locations, but these had already been cleared. Reports coming into the corporation reflected that there were primarily trees and branches causing temporary blockage on the roadways. Driving into the Rosa Valley, Channel 5 News was informed that there was a lot of plant material on the roads and the different crews were working to clear the roadway and to make it safe for motorists. In the Botanic Gardens, tree clearing was also underway. An official with the Forestry Division related that while no trees were completely felled due to the winds associated with the storm, several branches from approximately 30 trees had to be cleared away. On their way down, the felled trees also took down power lines in various communities around the island. We can confirm that at least one flight was able to land at Douglas Charles Airport on Thursday following a forced shutdown by Tropical Storm Matthew on Wednesday. Head of the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, Benoit Badwell, says 2 flights were cancelled on Thursday. Flights are expected to resume fully on Friday. There was no flooding reported at Douglas Charles Airport.
Nothing happened of any other ports of entry to report in terms of physical damage to infrastructure. There's nothing. And there was only one mishap in the port, and it's that one container was blown away into the sea, but that has been retrieved. Apart from that, business as normal.
Badwell says airport works, which were ongoing prior to the storm, will proceed as normal. Other top stories: National Disaster Risk Management Specialist Cecil Shillingford believes Tropical Storm Matthew provided another opportunity to build on lessons in disaster preparedness. Shillingford noted the bottlenecks and traffic congestion which resulted as commuters scrambled to leave the city on Wednesday afternoon.
These are some of the things you would maybe want to look at and factor in. How you move thousands of people out of the city of Roseau in short time.
Shillingford says decisions such as that which was taken on Tuesday to shut down school on Wednesday are always based on the information which is available at the time.
Looking at the information that was available, it suggested that the following day there would have been some light showers, little breezy conditions. So it was felt that instead of having to deal with that and maybe having to move the adults out, get the children out of the way, and then if anything we have to move the adults, then we'll do it the following day. And even the decision to have them stay home, because when you looked at some of the roads this morning, although we didn't have any major landslides, but a lot of, because of the high winds, we could have had 60 miles an hour winds yesterday. So we had a lot of down power lines, we had a lot of utility poles across the road, and trees and branches and what have you, and even some rock falls. So it wouldn't be a good thing to have be moving children, you know, in that kind of situation, plus the cleanup that was going to take place today. So, and tomorrow is already Friday, so why not just let them stay home for the couple of days? But it was important that we got people back to work the following day. I know most people would have liked to have another day, but it's always important to get people back to work. At least some of them could assist with the cleanup, etc.
You are watching Channel 5 News. More after this. Thanks for staying with us. Fallen trees on Domlec's overhead lines continued to pose a challenge in restoring power in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Matthew. The storm caused an electrical blackout on the island Wednesday. Domlex PRO Adina Bellot Valentine told Channel 5 News that by the end of Thursday, the electricity company would have restored power to, if not all, but the majority of the island.
We know there may be little pockets that persons may not receive power even if their community has been restored. In that case, if that happens, we really want persons to call us and to let us know that maybe my neighbor has and I do not have. We have some numbers to call, 811 or 255-6002. Those are the numbers to call. One of the areas that posed some challenge to us and from yesterday was the east, which is being fed from the Loda Trafalgar power stations. Those stations have been re-energized. I'm happy to say that part of the east is back on. We still have the south, which is out. Part of the north is out, and of course part of the east is still out. But as I said earlier, we are hoping that we can restore the power within those communities before nightfall, or even a little bit later. But we're hoping that everybody can be restored tonight.
Most of the downed power lines were caused by fallen trees, a matter which the company is not happy about, especially when the situation can be avoided.
We have done a lot of vegetation management. Even before the hurricane season approaches, we have a particular team designated to vegetation management. One of the areas that's posing some difficulties for us is that a lot of landowners and homeowners do not want us to cut the trees. And so some of those trees are close to the lines, they pose difficulties to the line, and this is what is making our restoration process even a little more difficult. And it's slowing down the process because we have a lot of lines, we have a lot of trees to deal with, and so we want to implore the homeowners, the landowners to work with us. Work with us. There's compensation for trees that we cut and or trees that we trim. We have to realize the importance of energy to the country, and if we don't cut the trees, we're not hurting only the neighbor, but we're hurting ourselves, because when the power goes off, we all are affected. And so it's really a matter of working together.
There was no damage to Domlex power station at Trafalgar or any of its infrastructure. One of the Wasco's supply lines in the Point Michel-Loubier area was impacted by a fallen tree during Tropical Storm Matthew. Public Relations Officer Edward Regis told Channel 5 News that a water system was expected to be restored by 3 o'clock on Thursday.
We are hoping to get some information from the east. We know that a lot of the communication lines in the eastern part of the country seem to be not working, and so we've not been able to get the information as to what the situation is out there, but we're hoping that our crews can come back and let us know. But we have deployed crews around the country in areas where we have to restore water and in areas where we just have to do maintenance work. They are out there ensuring that water can be done.
Several of the Wasco's water systems remain vulnerable following Tropical Storm Matthew.
We've done everything over the last 12 months to try to improve on these systems. However, a number of them still remain vulnerable, but I'm happy to say that many of them, withstood the impact of Tropical Storm Matthew, and we are still hoping, we're still waiting to do a complete assessment, but so far so good. I think many communities, either lost water for a little bit of time, but they're getting restored as quickly as possible.
Besides Point Michel and Loubier, there was no loss of water reported in the south. In related news, Dominica escaped Tropical Storm Matthew with no loss of life. Fire and ambulance officers went out to various communities Thursday morning to carry out their assessment of the storm's impact on life and property.
I'd like to tell persons or the residents of Dominica, please continue your vigilance even after the storm has passed, because normally during that time what is happening is that because there's so much water, so much rain, that the soil needs to be around, and any other rain maybe later this afternoon you could find that sometimes mudslides and so on happen. So we're still asking persons to be very vigilant out there. Also in some areas there is electrical lines that are down. Please do not touch any electrical cable. If there is any line that is wrong in your area, please contact the various utility companies that they could take care of that. And whilst we are cleaning also, be careful with the use of equipment, the chainsaws that we are using. Please be careful.
And while Tropical Storm Matthew did not hit Dominica directly and did not result in loss of life, it was still cause for concern. Here now are some scenes captured during the storm. It's chit chat time again. We're here with the PRO of the World Creole Music Festival, Mr. Leroy Wadix Charles, who's going to tell us about the exciting news ahead of the event.
It's exciting times, and we have listened to the patrons. They overwhelmingly requested and find an opportunity for the season ticket special, and we have listened. So from now until October 7th, $250 at outlets all over Dominica, Bullseye Pharmacy, Roseau and Portsmouth, Douglas Snacking in Portsmouth, ASI in South City Grand Bay, Deepex Scholar Lab in the capital city, Picks and Phones, Roseau and Portsmouth. Also exciting news with Volume 4 of Festival Jam Session at the Bayfront. Yes. Absolutely fantastic event so far. Free for the entire family. And tomorrow from 4 until 10 p.m. will be the introduction, the signing, contract signing of these 2017 Queen contestants. We'll also have a masquerade jam with Lapo Cabrit. We'll also have the showcasing of costume bands for 2017. Yes. The first serenade, Infinite Nation, DJ Flow, exciting promotions from Digicel and Kubuli Chemisau. Ticket season specials. I mean, you can't expect anything less from WCMF 2016, where people meet. Everyone is invited tomorrow night.
Well, you heard it first, right from the PRO of the WCMF. Take advantage of this awesome opportunity, get your tickets early, and make sure you don't miss out on this excitement. Sports is next. First up, one former West Indies Cricket Board CEO believes West Indies is one of the teams that can attract a massive crowd at test matches, according to statistics. While a lot of people may not turn out to watch a Windies test match, they tend to follow the broadcast elsewhere.
West Indies and India probably are the best at getting people out there. So the people have not been coming. The bad news is we played, especially for tests. But the money is still there because the data shows that while they're not at this time, they're watching it. And that's where the funds are, in the intellectual property right, selling the rights of the test. So your question is, how do you get them in there? Well, you know the solution. You have to start winning. If you win, they come. The only place people watch cricket, whether they win or lose, is Dominica and Guyana, probably. But people like to see winners. So, yeah, there's, the product has to become better. And the people will come out. West Indies is the second most attractive team in the world. The data shows that. So if you ask Australia what's the best team you'd like to play, they say West Indies. You get people come out to see them. So the marketability is high.
Now, former elite umpire Billy Doctrove agrees with Peters on some things, but disagrees that the Windies find favor with their fans as they once did at the test level.
I don't know where Mr. Peters has got his statistics from, because I know at one time we were not only in the top 2 or top 3, we were the best. But I said people want to be affiliated and look at a successful team. And West Indies team now does not lend itself is not spectator friendly. People will not go out there and miss a meal and miss sleep as they used to be in those days and to look at West Indies cricket. Again, it's based on the success of the team. People want to follow a successful team. So worldwide, West Indies used to be the most marketable team in the world, there's no doubt about it. But over the past few years, I have strong reservations about that, and not only strong reservations, I disagree with that view completely. I don't believe that West Indies is in the top 2 marketable teams of world cricket. Definitely not. Again, it's based on look at our success rate. Look at the way that we have been falling apart in Test cricket. I don't believe that West Indies ranks among the top teams at all as far as persons wanting to come to see West Indies cricket. We have a very good legacy. We have a very good history, and but we cannot continue to live on history. In the one-day team, the 2020 cricket, probably West Indies is probably the most marketable, the most watched team, yes, but not at test level, definitely not. I don't share that view.
The Windies will play their first test against Pakistan on October 13. Meantime, Windies fast bowler Kesrick Williams says despite the loss against Pakistan, the team can take some positive lessons from it moving forward.
Even though we lost the game, right now the guys are actually getting better. You can see some good performance coming up still. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough. The weather is really hot there. I mean, it takes a while to get adapted to the conditions, but I mean, we're tough cricketers. we always look to give 110%, so that's what we did. I mean, it's hard. I mean, cricket is a game of uncertainties, so you can't just come out and say you're going to win today or win tomorrow. You just got to put in a lot of work and just execute. I mean, Pakistan played good cricket, and kudos to them. I mean, we just have to just come out to the ODIs and do well.
He says playing in the Caribbean Premier League helped prepare his mind for the T20 matches against Pakistan.
As long as you get that shot, you have to just grab it with both hands. You know, and I just went out there with my mind free, not thinking that we lost the series, and just went out there and just played positive cricket. I did it in CPL, I enjoyed myself while playing CPL, and that's what I did here tonight.
And in giving feedback on the Windies' performance at their most recent T20 matches, a former cricket umpire says he expected a better result from the team, being the defending champs in the format of the game.
West Indies cricket now, we reach a stage where we're so unpredictable, we're so, inconsistent. I mean, generally we have been doing best at 2020 cricket. Pakistan is not a world beater at 2020 cricket, so I'm surprised that happened. Although we have made some changes and we probably don't have our strongest team available up there, but we should have performed much better than that. The players have to recognize that they need to be more consistent in their performances. It cannot be blowing hot and cold. Last 2 or 3 months ago, I won the World Cup, I won whatever series, and then down the road, you just fall apart.
The Windies will play their one-day international match against Pakistan on Friday. Next up, the DFA Flow Premier League continues with one match on Friday. Middleham United will do battle with Wacky Rollers at Dubla Playing Field. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. And slamming down in domino, we have the point standing in the Soca Rum Dominate 300 Domino League after 3 weeks. As of 11 games played, Rabbit Hole is in the lead with 24 points, Volley next on 21. From 10 games, Arms made 24 points, Dolphins 21, High Roller 20, and Purple City 19. From 9 games, Riders and Green City are tied on 22, Marboyd 007 20, TR Rebels 18, Baghdad 16, and Galba Boys 15. From 8 matches, Martian 21, Maho 17, Execute and Demolish are on 16, Smart and Hurt Them on 13 points, and 4B Scum 9. And after 7 games, Tico Pawezon is on 13 points, and Lilia Punishers 12. That's all the sporting highlights for now. We'll see you in the next one. And now your weather update.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Annie Corretto Joseph. We start off this evening by taking a look at earlier satellite imagery, and what it showed is this area of deep convection associated with Hurricane Matthew, currently a Category 1 hurricane moving in a westerly direction away from the Lesser Antilles. Coming closer home, over Dominica, mostly high-level clouds associated with Matthew were observed throughout the course of the day. Radar imagery indicated minimal shower activity over the Lesser Antilles, and most of the shower activity can be seen in the Caribbean Sea, moving away from the islands. Conditions for tonight, mostly cloudy skies with some scattered showers, and tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers. Sea conditions, moderate in open water with waves up to 8 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers, particularly on the eastern coast, you are advised to continue to exercise some caution. Taking a look at the extended forecast, weak and stable conditions will continue to affect the island throughout the weekend. This will result in partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers. Across the region tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies will be observed throughout. On the international scene, overcast skies with some rain in New York, some possible thunderstorm activity in Miami, partly cloudy skies in London and Beijing, and cloudy skies in Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:55 a.m. and set at 5:55 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call our weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night.
To end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Utility companies moved quickly Thursday to restore services affected by Tropical Storm Matthew. A Bathurst State man counts himself lucky to live through Tropical Storm Matthew, and students expected back in the classroom on Monday. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Kenny Williams. To our viewers around the world, we thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.